Hello, hello, hello. It is your girl V, and welcome to Shirta Tea Tuesdays. So, I have a special guest here with me today, but before that, I want to give you a resource tip real quick. Are you ready? Before we get turned up a little bit on our segment, but I know you can't see this if you're listening, but this is a resource that says Food for Thought, okay, for Oklahoma, of course. So food, thoughts, and fun. Now it also has it on the Spanish side as well. So no cost meals for kids ages 1 to 18. For serving locations, visit meals, the number 4, kidsok.org. Again, I'm going to say that again. So no cost meals for kids ages 1 to 18. For serving locations, visit meals with an S, the number 4, kidsok.org. All right, hashtag food for thought, Oklahoma. All right, so let's get into this segment. Are y'all ready to meet my special guest? That sounded a little evil, didn't it? But anyway, let me bring my friend on in. Hey.
Hello, hello. Greetings.
Oh, oh, he didn't turn down the energy now. Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't listen. I just don't like to scare him away in the beginning. Just
Oh,
easy.
oh, okay. Well, excuse me. Let me turn it down a little bit. We're gonna bring it
Don't
up a
you
little
dare.
bit.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. So let me introduce you guys. Some of you may already know, but Dr. Damon Anthony William. How are you doing today? You looking fabulous.
Well, thank you. I'm doing wonderful. It's been a beautiful day. Yeah.
It has. It has, hasn't it? It really has. It's been a little busy, but
hmm
we're not gonna say that B word because we we said that earlier. Like, ooh, the B word. When you get to
We
saying
did, and I'm interested. I'm intrigued about what that word means to you.
what the word busy means to me,
hmm
always on the go. Like you don't really have time to just sit down and relax for a minute. At least 15 minutes. Like you feel like you're just constantly going, 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 going. Like almost on a treadmill and it never stops. That's what busy means to me.
That's the part that never stops part. See, listen, you about to get me started. I'm gonna start answering questions. Go ahead. I'm
Well,
listening.
go ahead. I want you to ask questions because that's we can learn off of each other and other people can learn as well. So what does busy mean to you? I mean, your busy may seem a little different.
I think for me, busy is that moment of action, but I don't dare give it that power of not being able to stop it or turn it off. So it doesn't scare me.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a moment. It's not a place where you're stuck. Like on a treadmill, it doesn't matter what you're not going to move anywhere. You just have to deal with what comes. No, busy is a moment for me because today I had a meeting, a virtual meeting this morning, and then I had a patient that I happen to work with him at the gym. Then I ran some errands for a project I'm consulting on. Then I hung out at the bakery, and then I came back and did some shopping, and I did a little cleaning of the house, and I got some prep work because I'm getting on the road in the morning. I got some paperwork done. I'm hanging out with you. For me, busy. I mean, I had a lot of things, right? Different pockets of things going on, but nothing scared me like it was never going to end. I'm
huh.
gonna go rest here in a little bit after we're done.
Okay, so now I have a question because I mean you started it, right?
I do that. I have a reputation.
You started it, but so if you're saying that busy means that I like when you said you don't allow it to have power over you.
hmm
So because sometimes we feel that we have to keep going and hurry up and get it done, get it done, get it done. Do you feel like that's driven by stress or just the notion of I have a certain timeline, like I only have so much time, I need to finish doing this before I go to something else, or where do you think that's coming from?
Um, I think that feeling from that experience is stress,
Hmm,
right? Because we have 24 hours in the day, which
that's it.
which depending on who you are and how what your perspective is can be a lot. There are people who live 3 days. They have 3 days all wrapped into 24 hours when you
Right.
consider it. And then there are those who are like, yeah, I got to work today. That means I got nothing. And without judgment of that space, I just think that if we're able to if we're able to understand what our end goal is, then keep that in mind and try to keep that fresh and clear so that you can understand the value of what this action in this moment is.
Hmm. Okay. So
Yeah.
don't let it control you to the point where you're losing control, sort of.
Yeah, because then you're looking forward to failing because
Oh,
of this moment. You haven't even got there yet. Don't already commit to the failure. Oh my God, I'm so busy. I'm never gonna get this done. And ooh, and I gotta go do that. Ooh, this is just not. I can't do this today. This is too much. You didn't even do it, and it's too much.
mm,
Like, how are
come
you
on.
ever gonna find success from it? So for me, it's like, yeah, I'm active right now because I'm going to get this part done, and it may not be the whole thing. It may not meet every single deadline on my list, but if I'm just being busy and I can't even enjoy what I'm working towards,
Oh,
then then yeah, all you're left with is that kind of fear of failure, that fear of not succeeding, or you're just exhausted because you don't see it ending.
mm. Look, we just jumped right on in the discussion. Didn't even now I told you he started it, but we just jumped right on in the discussion. We didn't even get a chance to get to know who you are and about your business, but we just want to talk about that B word because busy can I don't want to say cripple you, but it can almost make you feel as if you don't have time to eat, don't have time to drink, you know, don't have time to
Mhm.
do things that are the natural response. Because there's been times, and I've said I've probably done it maybe twice, where I haven't had anything to drink the whole day because I'm too busy ripping and running.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then at the end, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel like a empty battery and no one's here to recharge me, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good point. I appreciate you taking the time to share that. Now, I do want to say I was going to read your bio on your website, but
Okay.
I mean it was so uh, they're like, oh my god, here she go. I mean, it's quite extensive, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I just feel like you need to go and you need to read it yourself. But he has so many accomplishments that you want to get to know who is this young man? Who is it? Now, I want to start off for one. You are a veteran, right?
I am. Yeah.
Yes, I did not know that. In the Marines.
It is because that's several lifetimes ago.
Uh, several.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
okay.
Listen. And what I mean by that is like I haven't worn a Marine Corps uniform since like 2009, 2008.
Oh, okay. So it is a
Yeah,
long time ago.
yeah, several lifetimes ago. And even being in the military for me, so I was in the Marine Corps. I enlisted when I was 17, and I
Oh
thought
wow.
I'm a smart guy. I don't. I was bored with school. I didn't really see. I didn't have a focus on what to do in school. It's just they
Mm-hmm.
say go to college, and I was just not interested. I was bored, and I was like, I'm just gonna go in Marines. They're not as smart as me, so I'm just gonna go and win, and I can do whatever I want to do because I'm intelligent and I'm smart, and I can chart my own path. It'll be challenging, which is what I need, but I'm also like I kind of want to prove myself. And so, yeah, I joined the Marine Corps. So my last year of high school, I was like, y'all don't have to tell me nothing. I'm just gonna sleep in class. I'm good. Like, well, it's laid out. And my mother and my grandfather were like, you should try to. And I was like, no, I'm good. It's here. It's there. I'm already enlisted. And for a while, Trump actually got elected. No, I'm sorry, Bush. But Bush got elected after I enlisted, and I thought, ooh, um, and it was like, well, you're in it now, and so
Ye-
it's like, all right, to the coast, and so long story short, I was not interested in college, not really interested in, especially at Langston, who had offered me a full scholarship, a McCabe scholarship, and I was like, no,
Wow.
we don't want that, and my grandfather, who was best friends with the recruiter at the time, who I didn't know that, but and my mother were like, okay, this is you should take advantage, and they locked me in the car, made me promise to go one semester,
They
and so
locked you in the car.
yeah, my mother said you're not getting out of this car until you agree to go because you've got a full ride. If you don't like it, or if you don't want to stay after you've given it a try, then that's fine. But you are
Right.
going to take advantage of it. And I agreed because I wanted to get out of the car, and I'm a man of my word. So when I said that, I meant it. And I went off to Marine Corps boot camp. 3 days later, walked on campus. Never been there before. Said, "Give me my dorm key, give me my scholarship and my books, and I'll be here and I'll be quiet and I'll sit in the back and do what I need to do until I'm ready to go." And that turned into almost 10 years and a doctorate degree. Here
All
we are.
right. What? Mama knows best. Don't they always say that?
It was the best decision I never made going to
Hmm.
Langston. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So did you enjoy, did you feel like, well, I don't want to say enjoy, but I guess I already said it, but did you enjoy the Marine and did you feel like it gave you a challenge?
Oh, yeah, I did. I did.
Okay.
Um, I enjoyed the experience of really, well, first of all, the uniform is dope, right?
Yes.
And for me, it was such a physical challenge that I needed to experience because mentally I wasn't really challenged by things. It was
Okay.
physically, and the type of kid I was, I had broken arms and legs and wheelchairs and crutches, and so
Oh my.
that's what was able to show up and be extraordinary physically because I knew it was in me. But what's the best way to prove to somebody that you're tough?
That's true. Yeah.
And what I learned, the discipline I learned, um, it was nice to have kind of that reverence, but also responsibility.
Mm.
That was big for me that it was my responsibility. And so it was enjoyable to be able to train, with some amazing men and women and to jump off of buildings and drive Humvees and shoot guns all while I was still going to college. So I had a little bit of the best of both worlds.
Okay. Okay. Well, look at there. I did
Yeah.
not know that. And thank you for sharing the backstory. I know you didn't have to be transparent on that, but I appreciate it because when we're young, we think we can. I mean, well, we feel that we can do, and we're grown. We can say and do whatever we want to do, right? And at times we have to be reminded, well, just try this and give it a try. So, college graduate, doctoral degree, who so many moons ago, right? And
Yeah.
so tell us, how did willpower, I'm about to mess it up, willpower and
So
wellness.
willpower wellness.
Yes,
Yeah, willpower wellness and consulting. This
yes.
is um, this is my second baby, and it started because I kept trying new things. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm a person who is probably at the root of all of it is just curiosity, and I'm
Okay.
okay with being curious and as some would say, kind of jump down a rabbit hole, right? So for me,
Right.
I've been a physical therapist. I've been a physical therapy doctor for 14 years, and we go to work. We work with our patient, or two or three at the time, and then we turn and we work with the next one, and we turn and we work with the next one. We turn and we work with the next one, and there's a lot of fulfillment in that space of helping people live and move and be better
Mm-hmm.
until you start to fail. and you don't know, well, why isn't this working? I tried it with that person, it worked. She tried that with them, and it worked. And so in my career, figuring out how to pivot and shift, how to work in the hospital versus how to work in someone's living room versus how to work with all these different people with different needs, and you can't give them the same thing. You got to be
Hmm.
curious. You got to figure out how to serve this person better. And so that foundation of, oh, well, if that doesn't work for them, how can I try something else with them? Well, I don't know anything else. Okay, I need to go find something else. That's interesting.
Hmm.
What about that? Oh, this is good. Actually, I'm going to focus on this for a little while. That's how I learned Tai Chi. You know what? I'm going to teach Tai Chi because it's helpful. It is. It's mindful. While I'm learning and teaching Tai Chi, I feel better. Man, and I don't even need physical therapy. What about this person who doesn't need physical therapy, but they might need more mindfulness? They might need more stress relief. They might need more community that's not based on illness. Oh, let's focus on that. And while we're
Hmm.
here, how do we understand why do they think that way? Why is it that they get this response from it? Oh, so now we're thinking about their mind frame and their mindset. Well, that's important. Let's go down there and figure out how to help people figure that part out. And that's how I become a health and wellness coach. And now we get into the depths of how people are so traumatized by their experiences that all of a sudden it's more. There's more than just stress and anxiety underlying. Well, what's underlying them? Oh, adverse childhood experiences. They've got some things that they're carrying with them from 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago that are affecting how they show up today.
Right.
I'm not I'm not a psychologist or a counselor, but I do know that there are some skills and tools they can use. Let's go learn those. Oh, so now I'm a trauma informed educator.
You're picking up one skill after another.
There you go. Skill acquisition is what willpower wellness and consulting looks like. And with that skill that I enjoy for my own life and enrichment, I want to help and share with others what skills and tools that fit what they need. And so we do that by providing holistic training and support to help elevate your inner peace and your profits.
Mm. Now, I noticed that you put a time limit on that. It says 90 days. Why,
Yeah,
why 90? What's so magical about 90?
seasons,
Hmm. Okay.
seasons. If we, one of the things that we can really get stuck in healthcare, going back to my physical therapy background, is we can easily create, perpetual patients,
Hmm.
perpetual people who depend on us to give them whatever it is they need. And once they get what that need is, it's really easy to find another one. Oh, you got my knee feeling great now, but my neck, can I come back? Can we?
Right.
And so it's easy in systems like healthcare to always kind of come back into that space. And for me, autonomy and really harnessing that the power to make our own decisions, to grow on our own. Watching the kids ride their bike without you holding on to the seat anymore is like
Right.
that. I love that moment. And so for me, by saying we are going to accomplish something very significant for you in your life in a way that in 90 days you don't need my support in that space is the ultimate um, goal of autonomy. And so I love the challenge. Give me the challenge of trying to get you results in
Mm.
just a few days.
In just 90 days. And
Yeah.
'cause I really think with the 90 days, it takes commitment,
hmm
you
It's
know.
long enough for commitment, right?
Right.
But it's too short for me to put down roots in your life
Mm.
or
Well,
your business.
is it really? I mean, they say
Mhm.
it's 20, what they say is 21 days to make a habit, right? So and that's longer than 90 days. So, within that 90 days, do you think you've implanted some roots in some of your patients to where they're able to share this information with someone else?
Um, my goal isn't to put down roots. My goal is to make your roots stronger.
Ah, okay. So more so of discovering your own roots, not okay. I got you. I got you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We
Okay.
figure out the mindset, right? That's necessary for you to get where you are to where you want to be. We get
Mm-hmm.
to explore what motives you have because motivations and motives are different. Your motivation for getting out of bed is getting your paycheck to keep your lights on. But your motive for sticking in a job or a career or an experience that is difficult, that's not serving you, is because you don't want to let down your family, these children, your spouse,
Mm.
who you feel are so valued above your experience, and you're suffering sometimes, right?
Mm.
So that's the
Right.
motive. We got to get to that because it's not. It's easy to say, "Oh, the motivation is the money." Well, the money ain't what you're really here for. So we understand our values, and then we understand what the means are. What are the skills and the tools, the steps, the stepping stones, the resources, the systems, the support, the people. What does all that look like? Let's create that picture so clearly that you don't need me to get you there.
Mm.
You
And I like how you're making sure that they're not becoming dependent on you. Because that can happen, especially when you're in the healthcare field. They feel like you can't. I won't be able to do it like you do it, or I can't get myself there because I need you to push me a little bit further. Even in the therapy or behavioral health world, when we're talking with patients and interacting with them and we get them going and they feel pretty good, and then when you're starting to feel like you need to cut that tie just a little bit,
Mhm.
they go into panic mode. Wait, hold on, I don't want you to leave. Like that does cause. Or do you ever feel like you have to go a little bit longer than 90 days with a patient, maybe?
Well, yeah, that happens.
Okay.
I think that's real. That's real life. For me, in all of the realms that I work, I always start off by saying my goal is to put myself out of a job.
Okay.
I want to put myself out of a job,
Mm-hmm.
and how long that takes is we can be flexible, but we always start off with the end goal and the end of this experience in mind.
In
We
my,
know
yeah.
where yeah, we know where we're headed. And yeah, there are patients who I've seen patients who I've worked with much longer than that. Now, as far as clients in the coaching space, even in the consulting space, no, not so much.
Not so. No, that's what I've done my part. Carry on.
Well, it's more of like you got this. They feel, especially when it's something that is it's different when we're talking about someone's own part, like their entity, their body, their
Hmm.
mind. There there's a lot more complexity to that experience, and there's um, that sometimes time has to take it. Time just has to. If you fracture a bone, if you have a surgery, um, time is going to take the time it's going to take. Your protocols on some things, your limitations are just going to be there for that time being,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So
Yes.
that will have to wait. But we know that when it comes to business, when it comes to even relationships, when it comes to how we can function in the community, you can collapse time,
Hmm.
and it's important to understand the power that we have to really collapse time. You've seen the stories of people who have had this business for 3 years, and yes, they've found success, and maybe they've made six figures a year in this business, but all of a sudden they have an experience, some knowledge, reflection, some moment that changes to the point where they make triple that in just one quarter. They've collapsed that time,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
Not as easy with the body to do that,
That's
but
true.
in business, in relationships, we can struggle for years together as a family, but we spend 6 months in therapy that is helpful, that is purposeful, and that is fit for us, and all of a sudden, you have the opportunity to really change what your relationships look like. And so that for me, that's why when I'm working with someone in spaces that are not just rooted in your body, literally the bone marrow you got is the bone marrow you got, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do on its own time. When that's not the constraint, oh my God, we can change someone's entire life in business in a matter of 2 hours.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So with the title of your company,
Yeah.
like, did you how did you just come up with that? I feel like there's a story behind that because I know you said you tried different things, and I don't want to make the assumption of how you tied that into the name of your business. So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I woke up in the middle of the night and wrote it down and smiled at it because it had the same initials as my daughter, and I went back to sleep, and it was perfect.
Oh, I like that.
It
Just
willpower well. Yeah, and that was like I literally was like I woke up and I was like, oh, where's the pen? And I found the pen and I wrote it down. I was like, yeah, and I laid it down and took myself back to sleep. And then I got up and I was excited because it was there
mm.
and it made sense. And my daughter Willow Penelope William, WPW.
Oh, how
Yeah,
cute. Well, that's perfect. See, and that was simple, but I'm happy that you said it just kind of you just woke up and like, oh, here it is. It just come to you in a dream or just confirmation for you.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
how long has your business been established?
So we started. That dream came to me in 2020. Yep.
Okay, like
I
during
was.
pandemic time.
Yeah, yeah, and it was. This was actually right before the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
because um, this was early 2020, and I was into teaching CPR. So another thing that I was teaching Tai Chi and I was creating courses in Tai Chi. I was not yet doing any coaching because I was doing physical therapy full time. But I was like, I want to do like I need to make a difference here. I took a CPR class and it was terrible. I was like, well, there's got to be a better way of doing that. And so yeah, I'm gonna do it. And so we teach Tai Chi. We are practicing and teaching CPR in the community. And I thought, well, this is turning into something, and so let's let's let it manifest to be what it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, shortly after that, I just woke up that night, and it was like, oh, that's it. I'm putting
That's
it down
it.
and get up in the morning. And so yeah, 2020 was the year that this kind of started, but last year, this 2021 is when it really materialized in a way that I grew into it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I really.
Growing into the business and finding ways that it can evolve,
Mhm.
because I know
Yeah.
you make a lot of connections and support with community organizations and
Yes,
doing a variety of things. So let me can I slide into that just a little bit? So this
absolutely.
so this past Saturday, the OU Stevenson Cancer Center. I'm always talking about the Stevenson Cancer Center. Some of my followers know that term frequently, but this
Yeah.
past Saturday they had a men's summit,
Mhm.
and you had the wonderful opportunity to be in partnership with them. And so, tell me a little bit. How did that go? I mean, how did you? Whew, I know it was overwhelming, but how was that experience?
Oh, so I have to. Okay, I got to take off my willpower wellness hat for a
Okay.
second, and I have to put on my Modern Manhood Foundation hat. I'm a co-founder of the Modern Manhood Foundation. It's a local nonprofit founded here in Oklahoma City. A year ago, a little over a year ago, our mission together, what we do in that space is to empower men with skills and tools to grow and build better communities. So you could understand how my influence and my passion and what I do with my personal for profit, right, with Willpower
Mhm.
Wellness and Consulting, but that space of what modern manhood is and what we do there is specifically targeted towards reducing stress and reducing the risks of depression and other health and illnesses amongst yes our total communities, but it is geared towards men.
Mm.
And that is a mission with myself and Donnell Cole, who's my co-founder. So that partnership with the Stevenson Cancer Center was actually based on some work that we've been doing with the Modern Manhood Foundation. We got to share in a breakout session that's based on one of our premier programs, which we call Wellness 101. And it's a fun time where we get to take a moment, an hour or two, to explore dimensions of wellness that often most of us don't think about, especially as men. And so, yeah, men are dying. We die 7 years sooner than our counterparts. Black men do.
Yeah.
We miss out on 7 years of birthdays, 7 years of retirement, 7 years of anniversaries and kickbacks and vacations. And we have the power to really dictate what our lives look like. But that means understanding ourselves, understanding our risk factors, and understanding, more importantly, the actions that we can and should be taking in order to stay here for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities. So we get to explore what that looks like. And I'm a skills and tools kind of person. We can talk the philosophy, but how do I put something in your hand, an action, a function, a thought that you can put into action in order to make your life better on the spot? And so those are the things that we love.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Every man who has an encounter with us walks away a better version of himself on the spot.
Oh, I like that. And just to tie into that, because I was hoping you was gonna bring that in so I can kind of put that all together. Yes. So modern man, and I love the foundation because we don't often think about men as often as we should.
Mm-hmm.
We don't appreciate, and I'm not just saying this is everybody, but at times we do not appreciate them as often or as much as we should. And and I'm saying we as a woman and as a wife, we have to stay on our husbands or partners or whomever, or fathers or grandfathers, whomever that they are, to take care of their health. Sometimes it is a uphill battle with like no socks on and you have stickers in the grass. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm just explaining it explicit as I can because at times you deal with that pride, you know, um, and some of y'all men, y'all say, "Oh, here she come nagging," she fussing, and we get it, but we also want you to be here. So help me understand how I can help my husband or how I can help my father,
Yeah.
or my brother, and trying to do things a little bit different about their health. What could I do differently instead of being so, um, nagging, I guess I should say.
Mm. This is thank you for asking that question.
Hmm.
That's a big part of it because um, oftentimes we don't feel like that is the value. Because what you just asked me is, what can I do to help them? Ask them that same question consistently. Because it may take us a while to answer, and it's not because of you. For a lot of us, it's because we don't know. We literally don't know. We know a lot of things. We're focused on a lot of things. We are passionate about a lot of things. But how to take care of ourselves is not often one of them. And so we can, as men, can really turn our focus so much towards everyone else that we're caring for that we don't know how to care for ourselves. It's not comfortable because we've not been groomed to do so and
Mm-hmm.
to honor that, right?
Right.
And then when someone else is trying to do it, I'm like, well, I don't, I don't know.
I don't know. Right.
You
Right.
want to comb my hair, and I've never combed my hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we're finally in a space, in a space societally where it's becoming more accepting for men to understand ourselves better, but we are also understanding the cost of it.
Mm.
There's a cost, and we're all trying to figure out where it's going to come from.
Where is it going to come from? And I guess my issue is when you're trying to avoid something from happening.
Hmm.
We try to take those precautions,
Hmm.
those preventative measures um, that we can take or use, and sometimes it's just kind of falling on deaf ears.
Yeah.
But um, when something major happens, or if something happens where you have to go, then it's
Hmm.
kind of like an aha moment. And that's even speaking for us as
Yeah.
as a woman, not just with men, but even for women as well. We don't think about it until it gets to the point to where it's almost unbearable, and then we need to go and do something about it. So,
Absolutely. It is a human condition, especially in a world that demands you got to be productive, or else you're going
mm,
to fall. One of the things that that is at the foundation of practically all the work that I do is we try so hard to pull is oppositional. How do we get into a space of moving in the same direction? And what that looks like almost on any level, any relationship, be it from the spouse to a close family member, to a community member, to your job. The goal is to figure out where our values align so that we can move in that direction because you're gonna move in that direction anyway. You got a man whose values are I'll speak for myself. My top three values are forgiveness, health, and freedom, and in that order.
in that order. Okay.
Yeah, and knowing that means if if someone wants to inspire or influence me to do something, be it for myself or even someone else, you tap into any number of those three values in a way authentically, you got me on the team.
Hmm. Okay.
You got me on the team.
Forgiveness, health, and freedom.
Yeah, yeah. You got me on the team. And when I know this, I know better why I do the things I do, why I've done the things I've done, and I can communicate that to someone who says, "Hey, what do you need from me today?" Well, you know what? I need space to just be
Mm.
because I've been so focused on all of this, and my time has been dictated by those things, that those people, those necessities, if they are that. But I need some freedom to just
Just
right,
breathe. Right.
right. Or I need to do something that makes my body feel better.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'm like I don't feel well in my body. Health is my number two value. I need to shift and focus on some things that are going to make me healthy or feel healthy or right. And now whatever it is that you need from me, we can look at it together and move in that direction. And so for people, for guys who, one of their top values is is honoring elders. If that's one of their top values, how do you align what you want to see of them or with them to that value?
Hmm.
Because if they have such a reference for elders, but you can't make it to be an elder yourself because of the lifestyle changes, the life choices that you're making right now, that hit a little different.
That does hit a little different. Hmm. Makes you think. It's all about the mindset. It really is. I always tell um my clients that, your mind is the strongest, and I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what I tell them. I always say that your mind is the strongest organ that you have. Like, it controls everything. And so just
Right.
imagine if you allow so many of these negative thoughts and things that come in that just take over and consume you, in regards to depression or life stressors or relationships or whatever that it may be. And if we allow those things just to come in and just take over, then what happens to you? Like, you end up losing, I feel like you end up losing yourself. You end up feeling confused about what you want, or not for sure if you're satisfying other people.
Mhm.
You mentioned something earlier about trauma.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how detrimental trauma is to us, as a people or as a human being. How detrimental is it?
This this journey that I've been on when it comes to trauma has been just as much a personal one as it's been a professional one. In the space of the projects and things and the community events and the things that are in my head that I just want to get out into the world, I started recognizing that there's so much depth to our experiences and what we carry with us. And no, I didn't want to take on the role of being a counselor, being a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I was like, that's not the space for me. But understanding how those experiences affect us makes makes me more effective, but it
Hmm.
also our community can start to move and grow in the right space. And so trauma and understanding trauma is was again another one of those rabbit holes that I was really excited about learning about. And so I do ACEs training, adverse childhood experiences, and trauma informed care, especially as it relates to to rehab professionals and but also how it affects our communities and in the space of modern manhood with men and what it looks like to really understand the impact of our experiences is something that we hear it, we know it, everybody knows what the word trauma means, we all know this is red flag, but being able to help someone understand that they are not their trauma, right?
Mm.
That that just as there are adverse effects, there are positive effects, and there are things we can do right now to help heal from it. Can oftentimes be the first part of people growing into being who they want to be. And when we get to understand that, damn, I'm not the only one that's gone through that, that's made it through that, that has built a resilience around showing up, even imperfectly, is the power that we want to share. And so yeah, trauma is like it's trauma, but let's get like let's and not to gloss over it, but let's keep it in perspective.
Hmm.
Let's keep it in perspective, and that's what's powerful to me. Like we already know. I don't have to tell you what the trauma is. I don't have to tell you how impactful the trauma has been for you. You know it. That's why you struggle with what you struggle with. That's why I struggle with what I struggle. What we
Right.
don't know, what we don't know is how to hold it and how to put it down. And it
Oh.
doesn't often. We don't know how to put it down, and that doesn't mean you put it down for good and hop on the plane and fly away from it because that's not real for some of our traumas too. But we sure can learn how to take it and maybe can we just like
Make it look smaller.
so that it's not blocking our entire view. Like because when it
Hmm.
gets there, can we do that a little bit?
Yes, we can do that.
There's power in that, and there's everyday utility in those spaces when we learn not to be so consumed and let our vision be so blocked by
Mm.
the realities of what our experiences are.
Oh, I love that. Yes, definitely. Okay, I can talk about that forever, but let me not.
We can.
Let me not. That will be another thing. Now, I'm just gonna tell everyone now. You're gonna see. my friend Mr. Damon a lot. He don't know that yet, but now he
I
knows.
don't. Yes,
He's like,
I
yes, I do. Because he asked me, he was like, well, what are we going to talk about? Well, this one is just about you, honey. That's all it is. All about you and your businesses, okay? And then we'll work on the other stuff later.
so we ain't
But
going nowhere. Yeah.
right, right. And it's very intriguing when you can have a conversation with someone that has similar mindset of looking at things differently. I had the, and let me just tell you guys when I met him, and shout out to my Sigma friends, because yes, he is. Oh, let me throw that in there. He is a member of Phi Beta Sigma.
Yes,
Sorry,
ma'am. Yes,
I had to throw
ma'am.
that in. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Um,
all.
okay, but some of my
No,
Sigma friends, I'm always talking to them, and they said, "Oh, we need to connect you with Fred," and they said Fred, and I remember the name, and I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, yeah, connect me." And it was less than 2 or 3 weeks later, then I met you at Metro Tech, and I was like, "Wait, hold on. Are you?" Because I was doing my whole little segment with the cooking demonstration, and
yeah.
talking to you about the relationship with foods, and I was just like, wait, are you that man? Yes, you are. Here we go.
Yes, and it was delightful connecting with you. I love where things go. Like this is beautiful. Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely, it is. And giving back to the community is something that um, I think some people don't really consider, or they don't really think about a lot. Because when you connect people with resources, it can really be impactful, especially if it's something that you didn't know that was out there already. And
Mhm.
physical therapy plays a big part. It's not just like you had mentioned, not just about the movement, but about your mindset and how you're going to change things. And then you also mentioned that you have like a professional part where you do consulting. So just empowering people. I mean, there's more. How do I say there's well, I don't. I'm about to mess it up. There's more than one way to skin a cat, or something like that. We're not skinning cats,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying.
I,
There's
I don't know. I've never seen that, but I mean, I know what they say
me
about
neither.
it. But yeah,
Yeah, me neither. And Peter, don't come after me, okay? Because I love animals. Don't come after me, okay? I
we're
was
not.
just, yes, we're not skinny cats, but that just came to my mind. But anyways, um, but I applaud you for not just running one business, but two. And hopefully I can get your co-founder, Dr. Cole, right?
Deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen, deal. You know you got. Don't. It's done.
he's a deal. Wait, you're supposed to consult with him. You just can't.
I did already.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, well then, and we could just talk about modern manhood because and I like this that you guys have several events that is happening throughout this month, and you also called it
Yes.
National Fathers Month. That is so cute. Like, come on, we got to give our fathers credit. They need more
This
credit than we're giving them. So, do you guys have any
it
events
is.
that's coming up for this month? Because I know there were quite a few.
So, I know, our initiative, this is one of our biggest initiatives for Modern Manhood, is what we call Father's Month. And we like to do events throughout the month to really highlight fatherhood and healthy families. Gosh, we had a really big run at the beginning of the month. We started off January 1st, or January, but June 1st with
June.
our right with our meetup. So we had a kickback with the guys, and we had some food and fellowship, and really just got to really explore and connect, and it was a great time. I stayed out way too late, and then we the next morning we had Donut Friday where we got to celebrate a tradition from Gennaro Pratchett. He and his boys have been having Donut Friday every Friday for like 12 years, and
Wow.
it is a phenomenal part of their bond that he's shared with us for the past 2 years. So we do a Donut Friday at Bell Books Boutique, and we bring in donuts and juice, and we give away free books for the kids, and we just get to enjoy a nice morning together. And then Saturday we had the Men's Health Awareness Summit, right? At and it was an amazing experience. Then we slept a little bit, a little. And so this week, actually tomorrow, we're going to be broadcasting our fatherhood roundtable discussion. So we have a podcast with Modern Manhood. We had such an amazing conversation last year with about 12 fathers who really just kind of, we laid it all out there, what our experiences, what our dreams are, but also some of our struggles. And it was a great conversation that we are going to run back and actually engage in it again, especially in hindsight. And we get to watch it now and really dig into it. So we're going to broadcast that tomorrow. It'll be a live broadcast on all of our platforms. And then one of our favorites, because that's Wednesday, tomorrow. The following Wednesday, the 14th, we're going to rebroadcast our Conversations with Daddy's Girl. So we connected with four. These are adult women who are self-proclaimed daddy's girls who are phenomenal in their own right. And we thought how many conversations about fathers end up kind of getting derailed because we talk about the not so fatherly fathers, and we get, you know what I mean, and we thought, what would it be like to have a conversation that is just golden and beautiful and funny and happy? And we did, and the laughs and the tears and the memories, it is just one of the most beautiful conversations that we're excited to do again. And so that'll be next Wednesday. And then on Father's Day, we're doing our My Daddy, My Hero, which is our yearly event where we do a field day with families. I'm talking tug of war. We're talking the sack races. We're going to crack open some watermelons, put some burgers and some hot dogs on the grill in the park, some water fights. And I'm going to take all my mannequins out, and we're going to, when we talk about who are our heroes in our communities and our families, you can't be a hero if you ain't got the skills. So come learn CPR with us. Come and learn a little bit of how to show up in those moments where, unfortunately, some of our families and our communities get to experience. So yeah, it's a great time. We're gonna have a wonderful time, and that'll be at Wiley Post Park on Father's Day, the morning of Father's Day. So we're gonna hang out at the park.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now you got to send me that flyer.
I will.
So we have to promote that so people can go out and have a field day. Oh, I love that.
And it's all free.
And it's all free. So,
yeah, we're asking people to register, so we'll know how much provision we need. But yeah, it's all free.
What you said you're asking people to do what now? Say that part again.
To register on our website so we can know how many people to expect, so we can be ready.
Okay, that makes sense. And registration is open now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's real simple. So yeah, we're excited about it. This is one of our favorite times of the year, and I'm kind of surprised, but I've had just in the past 5 days, we've mentioned Father's Day and Father's Month, and we've got dads who are like, oh, when is Father's Day again? And it's like, this is why we gave you a whole month, because you can pick whatever day.
Pick whatever day. Yeah.
Pick whatever day.
That is true. See, that's why I said we don't get them enough credit, because they don't remember until we like, Happy Father's Day. Like, oh, is it today? I always say Father's Day is every day, because as long as your father's here, you need to honor them, respect them, and cherish them as long as you can. So.
And we always have to say this. We've had some mothers who are like, oh, that sounds like fun, and we're like, it will be. Show up, because we don't live in a silo. Even as men, we don't live in a world where there aren't women and other people who, of other orientations around us. So we don't intend to create a bubble. We want for everyone to get to know each other better and to enjoy life. But we also want those kids like myself, who was raised by a single mother, to experience and to see what fatherhood looks like. So we're telling everybody to come out and hang out with us at almost every event.
Okay. I love that. So you guys need to, hey, y'all need to tune in, share it with someone, whoever that it may be, and support because this is a great initiative. And they're doing wonderful things in the community on both ends. So with both
Thank
businesses that he's running, and so with National Father's Day, we gotta do our part. We gotta do our part and share this information out with other people. So then now, David, I could talk all day. I think you
We
probably learned.
can. Yeah.
But I will not take up a lot of your
Yeah.
time, and I will make it a part two. We're gonna come back for a little bit later. But before we do that, can you tell them where can they find your business? Are you on social media? Do you have a website? Where can they find you?
Yes. So you can find my website at wpw2020.com. Yeah, that just kind of came together, right?
Hmm.
But that's where you can find Willpower Wellness, wpw2020.com. Also at thewillpowerwellness.com. With Modern Manhood, find us at manhoodmasterclass.com, or you can go on Facebook and look up the Man Cave, look up Modern Manhood. Tap in with me. I'm on almost all the social media platforms, but this is mostly on Facebook because I'm old, as they say. That's where the old people are. I'm 40 years old, and I don't call it old, but apparently the not so 40-year-old people call it old. So mostly on Facebook is where you'll find me, Damon Anthony William, hanging out over there a little bit on Instagram. But yeah, I'm around. And then see me in the streets.
Okay. Okay, literally, because you will see him in the streets, and he will be in his own zone, and then you'll be like, "Oh, hey,
And I'm gonna welcome you. Come on in.
right, you do." You do. So I just want to say, you are not old. We'll just say maybe seasoned. You know.
Look, I don't let my patients claim old until they get to 3 digits. So yeah,
Oh, see,
yeah.
that's what I said. I don't think you're old until you're like 99, and then
Then you can start talking about it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we.
not old. So 40, you still a baby. Like they like
Listen,
the
I'm still doing backflips. Okay, I'm in here.
oh, okay. Well, that may be true.
See that video, huh? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, send me the video. Listen, if you are doing a backflip, then I'm still doing a cartwheel because I could never backflip, but I can do cartwheels.
Yeah. Listen, don't check. See, all right, now I'm be waiting on your video.
Okay, it's a deal.
Back.
How long do I have to practice? How long?
Do you need 90 days?
Probably so. and, I, and I will probably need your consulting to help get this body back in shape. Okay, I'm just saying because everything is gonna be snap, crackling, popping like the cereal.
Um,
Anyways,
don't worry. Grace is up there in my top values. It's up there.
okay. Well, bless you. I thank you.
Thank you for
Well, it's
saying.
been a pleasure to have you on Share the Tea Tuesdays. I appreciate you coming out here to encourage people to just look at themselves a little bit differently, and to take charge of their health. Health and mindset goes together. You can't have one without the other, to be honest. But I
Mhm.
appreciate you sharing your journey, and we will definitely have you back on Share the Tea Tuesdays. We may spin a little something a little different that the people not ready for, but it's okay.
Mhm.
But I just want to remind everybody, don't forget to go and follow Share the T LLC on all social media platforms. And the,
Yeah.
the handle is Share the T with V. That's real simple. So you can tell where I'm located on all of those. And if you're on LinkedIn, please follow me on LinkedIn because that's my other platform that I'm trying to go live on. That's a whole nother segment. But
Yeah.
anyways, but go and follow me and remember to be intentional, to be insightful, and definitely be impactful in everything you do. Until next week, y'all stay blessed. Thank you, Damien.
Oh, my pleasure.
You have
Thank
a good
you.
night. All right,
You
bye
do.
guys. Uh-oh, let me cue my outro music. Here we go. Mm-mm.
Telling me to